Welcome to our new global media talk show. Today is July 27, 2025. Today we have our guest here, Ousman Gaku. Ousman is going to talk us through the GALA protests and then the way forward for Adama Barrow's government. So, welcome, Ousman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sawaneh. Um, I'm honored to be with you on this show.
Thank you. And I welcome my co host, Sam Ceesay. Sam from Indiana. Welcome to the show. And my other co-host, Ousman Camara. Ousman, welcome to the show.
All right. Thank you so very much, Mr. Sawaneh. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. So Ousman Gago, just talk us through about this whole gala protest. I think this is the second major one, and we have seen a significant progress. And if you can just introduce yourself, and then at the same time just dive into the whole entire the background of the gala and what it has currently achieved and what is looking forward to achieve, and especially with these two major protests that just happened recently.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sawaneh, and thank to all your co-hosts, Mr. Ceesay and Mr. Camara, respectively. I am Ousman Gaku. I'm a Gambian, currently pursuing Master of Global Affairs with a major in governance and policy at the University of Notre Dame in Indiana. So Mr. Ceesay is my neighbor. yeah. I worked in the Gambia as a teacher for some time before my Master of Public Policy, which I got from KDI School of Public Policy and Management in South Korea. After which I got back to the Gambia in 2019, worked with IOM, the UN Migration Agency, then UNDP. From there, I serve as Monitoring and Evaluation Officer with International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, shortly before joining this program at the University of Notre Dame. As well, I'm a youth activist, a politician, a public policy analyst for that matter.
Wonderful, wonderful. So talk us through this gala, this whole gala, what is represent, what has been what is the history behind it, and what are the way forward, especially with some of these requests that been recently made towards this government.
Um, Thank you so much, Mr. Sawane. In brief, Gala, as the name, Gambians Against, Looted Assets, came into being as a result of the misappropriation and misinterpretation, as well as some fraudulent activities that were seen in the last Janet Commission. The Janet Commission, as we all know, was set up to look into the financial activities of ex-President Jammeh as well as his close associates. At the end of which, there were some revelations about the assets, the properties, and some finances of the ex-president. Mr. Mamadi Kurang, who's been serving as the secretary to that commission, for years ago, has been coming over, on the social media, putting up some discrepancies, some perceived, um, some passive crop practices that he think happened during the Janet Commission. Um, that stemmed the coming of Gala. Some concerned youth in the Gambia, plus Mamadi Kuran, came together, had a meeting that they should come out to demand for answers to those resources that have been put into individual pockets instead of being utilized for national or common use. Um, when that happened, they were on the plan to have the protests. They wrote to the police, seeking for permit, which was denied. Then they conveyed again that they're going to have the protest regardless of being denied permit. On that fateful day, as they converge, to take their petition to the various institutions that they listed. The police mounted them, arrested key members of the GALA, who were taken to various police stations, starting from the Banjul police headquarters, then distributed to different police, which led to the coming of many youth within and outside, and even concerned citizens of the Gambia within and outside the Gambia, on the social media and on I mean at physical presence, demanding for the release of this youth. In brief, that led to the formation of GALA and leading to their arrest because of the public attention, the public demand for the release of these detainees. The government, in collaboration with National Youth Council, put up some people together to negotiate, and eventually these detainees were released. So that served as a point of awakening for every Gambian within and outside the Gambia, that the people have voice and the voice of the people really matter.
Very good, very good. Now, there were requests made in prior protests. We've seen that they also, some of the Gala folks went to the National Assembly, and then they were when the issue was tabled there. Has there been any development on that? And then has that lead to has any connection with this recent one that took place last week?
Yeah, well, the National Assembly convey and table the issue of Gala, as a major issue, as a concern that should be addressed. Some members of Gala were present, to listen to the deliberation, and in that, it was proposed that there should be, a serious tax comprising of people within the National Assembly to constitute a commission or a committee that will look into the findings of the Jane Commission. Yes, that one could say led to the last protest, but key among the issues that led to the last protest was not that issue, to be precise, because already there is a set committee that is looking into the Jane Commission. But also there were a series of reports from the National Audit Office and from the National Assembly Select Committee on Public Finance that reveal certain misappropriation, certain mismanagement, and fraudulent activities done by some civil servants and some institutions. So Gala deemed it necessary that, yes, regardless of being named as Gambians against looted assets of the ex-president, their mandate or their role should not be limited to that. They should look into other issues, like the issues of the Russian oil, the issues of the ports, some people who were allegedly, involved in some crop practices. GFF also had some resources that they should put into building some mini stadiums and others, as well as rehabilitating the FIFA Goal project, that they believe were not done rightly. And demanding answers to this were key why the last protest was staged. But the last one could say, was a success because the police granted them permit, and the turnout was very, very good.
Very good. Now the last one. What I was saying is that the last ones where the demands met so far. What is the status on that? Has there been any progress, or have those demands been met? And if
Well,
so, at,
mhm.
at what capacity?
Yeah, well, I don't know the content of every letter that was dispatched, but one could say that the first milestone of the purpose of their protest was met. That is, serving petition letters to various institutions that they have listed, among which there are some councils, I believe Banjul City Council, KM, as well as the GFF, Um, the president's office as well believe that the National Audit Report, as well as other reports of the National Assembly that were sent to the president, should really be honored and immediate action should be taken. But we haven't had any response from these institutions and individuals yet.
Okay, because like it's good to have all these demands and come out in numbers, showcase this the concern of citizens. But if there is no track record to see how much progress has been made and what are the tangible results that could be measured to see efficiency and effectiveness is applied, it would be really it would be like a worthless effort. It would be just like making like making the youth look like heroic, but at the same time nothing getting accomplished. So I think we should have a task force that should be evaluating what are some of the progress made in each area, each list of demands. Yeah, moving forward, because and you have to share this with the Gambian public to see that this particular organization is serious. They're not just there to make noise, just to be seen or to be credited for something that they like is really not really making any progress.
That's quite right, Mr. Sawaneh. I mean, following these points, in fact, some people believe that GALA should not have come out in the last protest without getting the integrities of the National Assembly Select Committee on this Janet Commission, because strategies and policy will demand that it will be essential to have essential tangible result from every action that is taken. And piling up issues, piling up actions together may result to distraction from having specific direction. As it is believed that the Jane Commission, the amount of money that's been mismanaged or put into personal uses could amount to more than $1 billion. So many believe that Gala should have waited and keenly follow all the proceedings of the National Select Committee. In fact, put down all the necessary areas that people that have been invited for question are putting up, to have a tangible report that they can bank on, not just the report that will come from the National Assembly Select
Exactly.
Committee at the end of all these sittings. Because keenly, if they follow every proceedings, every sitting, they'll be able to jot down, strategically know what is being said. And at the end of the day, if the National Assembly report somehow deviate from those realities, they can put them to account.
Exactly.
So that is the stance of many people, that this one should not have been at this material time, but they should have waited until the final report of the select committee is released.
Exactly. And this is to before I let my co-host come, this is to show that in as much as the government don't know, don't have priority or strategic approach to things, our citizens could have been also following the same pathway. If you don't, like if you don't do it differently, and and then deal with, because a bunch of list of things were listed in that list of demands, and then if that has just been circumnavigated around these things and nothing showing progress, then that means and sharing that information to the general public, then that means the efforts are just being making noise for whatever reason, and then at the end of the day we are back to square one. Yeah. So I think
Absolutely.
your team need to really look at that. And yeah, it's good to come out, but that could be just too much of piling piling issues over. Barrow's government has so much to talk about, but if we can have certain folks focusing on that and engaging with the lawmakers to making sure, especially National Assembly, to making sure that they are on their toes on each and every issues and having the tangible data to share. That would be helpful. And then the last day before I let Sam and Usman comes, how are you guys funded in terms of like having to go and do this work? Because I know nothing in this world is for free, and if you have to like leave people to go to the National Assembly, talk with these lawmakers, they are doing a work of the people. It is volunteer work, I understand, but what is the funding? If you don't mind sharing that with my
Well, I will make a disclaimer that I am not a core member of GALA. Um, I supported their movement and everything that they are doing, and I'm not an executive member for that matter. So probably that question could be directed to any of their executive if you are able to get them on one of these programs. One thing that I know is individuals um, have been contributing towards Gala from the first protest to this one. Individuals within and outside the country. Probably some of you might have done. I did my part in all the protests that have been taking place. Yeah, in fact, there are some issues that I also have in mind that I believe Gala could work on to improve their legitimacy as well as saving their integrity. Probably we'll come into those by the end of the program.
very good, very good. And finally, for me, from my side, is that having to have help from outside and of course internally. Do you think there's a those people are not lobbying for specific things to be achieved, the agenda, especially to be achieved. And they say you put your money where your mouth is. So, do you have a feeling that that might be the case here?
Yeah, not just me, but many people have that feeling that Gala is somehow moving away from the core objective of why they've been formed. Um, from within Gala, you will have observed that the key people who have been taking part in the Gala protest in the first one, some of them have not been seen in the second one. And some of those people left because of their belief that Gala is moving away from the core mandates that they are really, created for. And some also believe that there are certain things that are not going rightly, some sort of conflict of interest among key Gala executive. So we've seen that happening. And some of us have seen that the way they have been approaching some of the issues tend to be more directed to certain way than the general perspective of fighting against corruption and ensuring transparency and accountability. And in the Gambia, we all know that there are various commissions that are going on, regardless of the outcome of the commissions. But there were a series of revelations from all the councils, from Basse Area Council to the Banjul City Council. Series of allegations of corrupt practices, fraudulent activities, and so on and so forth. So if some people among Gala are close people, or say, per
Mhm.
se, let's say, in fact, employees of certain institutions, and they are also coming out to claim that so and so are involved in corrupt practices, forgetting some of the issues that are happening at their own institutions. That is
Yes.
somehow very, very fishy, and it is concerning to some of us. That are we really fighting for general good, or we are targeting certain individuals and institutions as a country?
Exactly. Yeah. So this is some of the things that need to be put on in line with the expectation of the general public, and then to give confidence towards this kind of project. Because we've seen that you are a very powerful movement, and then we have really forced the government to make certain actions, which is very commendable. but at the same time, the integrity of the movement and making sure that it focused on the core values that it was formed is very essential. So I hope that is communicated with the leadership. Um, so I'm gonna let my co-host Sam Ceesay come in and weigh in the discussion. He's currently driving. I'm pretty sure he has other areas that I haven't covered that he probably would like to ask questions or make comments. And Ousman also is with us. Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Sawaneh, thank you so very much. My background is not very conducive. That's
Yeah,
why I decided to go otherwise.
you
But
were
I
saying
wish to thank Mr. Yes, absolutely. I wish to thank Mr. Gago sincerely for taking us through some of the brief understanding and background advancement as far as this particular institution is concerned. Well, moving on, Mr. Gago. Now we realize, or we now witness, the second part of the protest. The first one wasn't successful. The second one, they were granted a protest permit. Now, after the second one, what have you learned? What do you think went very successful, or what do you think should have been done much better as far as this second protest is concerned? Was everything okay as far as this protest is concerned? Have you seen any loopholes, or have you seen any achievement that you think moving on, it will be a good step for the Gala movement? I will come back again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Camara. I would say the last protest was a success. Number one, having successfully staged protests means something that is consolidating our democracy. The government granted, through the police, granted permit, which was commended. And we also saw the presence of the police to ensure that there is order while the protest is taking place, which all were commendation. We've seen scenarios in which civilians and police officers have been cordially and civilly exchanging words. So all these are showing that we are all in this together, and we all have to work together to ensure that the democracy that we all fought for is consolidated and respected. Coming to the areas that I believe need some improvement include the information that is shared. I know it is very, very difficult to control everyone in a protest. Nafa is, I mean, Gala executive cannot even, ensure that everyone will say or do as they wish. But we've seen instances in which people have been using abusive language. We've also seen instances in which uh, a government official was assaulted by some members of the protesters, not from the Gala executive, but some members of the protesters. But we've also seen the efforts that were made to stop the person from, moving ahead with the assault. Those are things that should be addressed. Critically, other things that I believe should also be considered is Gala should not just be going out to protest for the sake of going out to protest and serving petitions. As I earlier mentioned, um, they should have a concrete, focused deliverables that they want to achieve, not just to be seen protesting, taking photos. At the end of the day, nothing comes out of them. They won't be considered, as a really a force that one should succumb to. We've seen the impact that's been made in the first protest. The demands, all the demands that they made were met. Remember, the first demand was to release all the detainees. That happened. All the detainees were released. Secondly, there was demand that the list of all those who bought Jammeh's assets should be released. Whether the list was really a genuine one or not, but we've seen where list of properties and the amount that were sold were released. and also to have investigation into the manner in which the commission, the Janet Commission, um, sold or dealt with the assets and properties of ex-President Jammeh. All were uh, things that were met. So pre-tangible deliverables were met in the first protest. The one that we should, that I believe that GALA should really focus more on at this juncture is the National Assembly Select Committee on Janet Commission. GALA should ensure that they follow every single sitting. There should be a member of GALA who should be present there, physically present. And GALA should also have some sort of note keeping, exercise in which key points given by these witnesses should be jotted down. At the end of the day, when the reports of the National Assembly Select Committee is released, they should be able to know whether that really reflect with the findings or with the statements that were given by the various individuals. But now coming up with some sort of more demands, I believe is going to be difficult to track and put up everything as they desire. So there is no need for rush. The National Select Committee, they have a timeline that they should conduct all their activities and report. They have a timeline. I can't remember whether it's 90 days, 3 months, something of that sort, 90 or 120 days, either 3 to 4 months. I can't fully recall either of these two. That's not too long. If you're fighting for corruption, you want to ensure that there is transparency and accountability. Make sure the first one that you started with is done properly and could serve as a yardstick to demand for others. So I believe the last one, although successful, the participation, the number of people coming out, and the petitions were served, those were a good part. Permits granted, the police and the civilians relationship was mutual. Those are commendable. But I believe that it is rush. They should not have come out at this material time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we have Sam Ceesay. Sam? Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Davor, thank you so much. Thank you, Mrs. Sawaneh, and of course, thank you, Ousman, as well. I think this is a very important thing that you guys went out, and not only the first time, but coming out this time. There are certain things that this brought to the whole country and beyond. And number one, it brought the awareness to the people and the international community that yes, Gambian people have recognized that Gambia is corrupt. Okay, because corruption is something we've all been saying is the number one issue, is the biggest issue that we have in our country. So now everyone, including the international community, can acknowledge that the people are stepping out on their own. Gambians are stepping up on their own, going out on the street in large numbers to demand for transparency and corruption-free government. So that's an achievement. So now I really commend you guys for going out. So it brought that awareness internationally. Number two, I think what you're demanding or what they demand are very reasonable and tangible stuff that people need to know, things that we need to hold the government accountable. In fact, one of the things, I was just on my group forum yesterday talking on the WhatsApp forum and repeating myself for things that I've said in the past years about the 5 key ingredients in stopping corruption. And one of those includes allowing the public, to hold the government accountable, the citizens to hold the government accountable. Transparency is one of those as well. So I think what that you guys are doing is one thing like that. This is one of those. Number one, they're allowed to issue your permit to go out, even though in reality you shouldn't need a permit to go out, but it's in our law. So you follow the due process to get the permit to go out and protest against what is happening in Gambia. I think that the other side is our National Assembly. They have a lot of responsibility in any government, a National Assembly is supposed to be holding the government accountable. And if they are not doing their job, but the civil organization groups are coming out to demand for that, then we all need to look at our National Assembly as well and say, what are you guys there for? We voted for you guys to go there and hold the government accountable. All of these things are happening in our country. All of these millions are being missed in our country. All of these misappropriation of our funds are happening in our country, embezzlements of our funds, and all the corruption, anything that you can classify under corruption is happening, and yet they have not stepped up to take a vote of no confidence to get this government out. They've not done that. And so I am very disappointed in our National Assembly. I think they need to step up to do their job. If not, I'm going to urge all Gambians and anybody listening to this, whether now or later, do not vote for these National Assembly members that, number one, that are there supporting the government despite all these inappropriations happening. And number two, the National Assembly members that debunked our 2020 Constitution and voted for the 2024, which is a corrupt Constitution, not good for our country. That's not going to take us anywhere. So my focus is, again, I want to talk, I think you guys, I want to commend you guys for the GALA for doing what they did. They brought the awareness out and be able to engage the public to come out in large numbers to protest against the government and all the wrongdoings that are happening out there. So I think at the end of the day, you've accomplished the mission. You've requested some things that has happened. What I know that for sure is not going to happen now is end the corruption. They're not going to end the corruption because I think our government is so much deep into it to a point where it's going to be very difficult to turn around and say, stop everything. Because in stopping corruption, there are certain steps that need to be taken, a lot of things that need to change, a lot of systems need to change, which cannot change overnight. So should have been started a long time ago, and so that by today we could be stepping out of corruption. But instead, I think, but what you're doing is a great thing, or what you just did is a great thing. I think Gambians are going to learn from this, and come 2026, vote to elect somebody else to the office. Since what we've seen in this government is inefficiency, they're inefficient, they're incompetent. I'll put it that way, and they have the wrong people in the wrong places. So it's not going to work until we change something. So that's what I want to say and add to this. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Sam, for that addition. Do you have anything to respond to Sam's comments or?
Yeah, I think he said a lot of things that are the realities on the ground in the Gambia. We've seen numerous, reports that indicates that corruption is indeed not just done in the Gambia, but it is embedded in the system, both in the central government, in the parastatals, and even in the local government. So the focus, I believe, should be now how to ensure that steps are taken to ensure the funds are not put into individual use, but there to serve the country. Yes, it is a process to ensure that there is complete transparency and accountability in all that we do. And if that is so, then we will be assured that corruption will be minimal. If the National Assembly, being the key foresight institution that should hold the government accountable, or the executive and other, other arms of the government, either the judiciary or even other sectors, are not really living up to expectation, probably due to capacity, because none of them don't have the experience, they don't have the academic knowledge that could really help them. They don't have the education per se that could help them to adequately, execute their duties. So voting such incompetent National Assembly members is something that is worthwhile and everyone should go for. Coming to fighting corruption, I think the government, if there is political will, there is a way that they can put an end or minimize corruption to the maximum. There is anti-corruption act, and they have constituted anti-corruption commission. What is stopping the government from empowering these commission to do their job? To put anyone who is found wanting, by the law, and let the law take its course. So it's now the political will that is lacking. But some of the instruments that are really needed to ensure that corrupt practices are minimized, or if not completely eliminated, which is difficult, I know, but could be minimized to the maximum by ensuring that the anti-corruption committee is empowered and they are given the autonomy to execute their duties as desired. If that is done, most of this that we are hearing would be a thing of the past. But it's like the government, particularly the president, is not really committed to fighting corruption. If he is, then he would have given them all that it takes, and they will execute their duties as needed. We also are very much aware that the Gambia government, or the Gambia, government, the governance structure is so much fragile that with so many loopholes that everyone or anyone can do anything and go scot-free. Everything is paper-based. There is very limited, if any, use of digital means to even make payments. It is GRA that is now doing that. Even that needs much more, work, because people are evading taxes. Some are in some way or the other corrupting some officials to ensure that they undervalue, their income, to avoid paying the amount that is desired. All this could be avoided if we embrace e-governance and digitalize our governance structure. So, as Mr. Ceesay said, it's a gradual process. It takes a while to ensure that reforms are done that will end corruption. But I have the conviction that if there is that political will, regardless of all these obstacles, yes, we can minimize corruption to the maximum.
Now, thank you, Mr. thank you, Gaku, and thank you, Sam Ceesay. I just wanted to elaborate a little bit on the political will of this government to stop corruption with all the tools that they have in the National Assembly, right? So the political will is not there, of course. That's obvious, because even the National Assembly trying to get themselves some loans, trying to get themselves some clothing allowances, and so many things. So it looks like in the Gambia, what we say fufu, like in Manika, what they say fufu, that means whoever has the opportunity, they scramble for it. That's what they are doing. If you look at the whole entire Gambia, everything is being looked at. What interest do I have? So beside the political will, I don't think we love our country. In essential, there's no patriotism in the Gambia. Very few people you can call patriots Gambians, because if you are fighting for your country, why taking away from it the things that belongs to the people? So this is so much of a challenge, because you wanna chase two things at the same time. You wanted, of course, your country to be forefront in terms of development, but now you are taking away what belongs to the country. So, and then if the executive, starting from the president coming down, are not committed to this cause to stop this, and it's trickling down to other officials, then it's going to be difficult to fight. Yeah, words are easier than actions. You can come and say something that we want to do this, looks good on paper, But the action, the execution of those things are the key. And then you have to lead by example as leaders. You have to. If you don't lead by examples, then you will not be able to be successful. We have seen presidents, other presidents in the past who owns barely nothing, like Thomas Sankara and now Traore and others, that has lived by example to show people what they own. Look at the asset declaration that was stated in the beginning of Barrow's administration. Who has declared their asset, and where is the has there been any track as to where they are with those assets? It was just a word nice on the paper for international community to see. Barrow's government is trying to tell its ministers and stuff and other government officials that they are declaring assets, but nobody has declared their assets. Probably they are even hiding their assets. So in the expense of Gambian people. And if you look at the influx of politicians moving from one party to another, you could see they are chasing fortune. They are chasing where they can survive. They are chasing. They are selling their loyalty or their self-worth because they want to be somewhere they can eat. They can actually they can loot, or as you put it. So I think this needs a general sensitization, a general standing up. What GALA is doing, yeah, it's good, it's going, but it needs a massive thing. And then people have to take. That's why I ask you. People have to volunteer to take it in their own hands. When I say people, it includes all walk of life. How many lawyers we have in the Gambia who are making fortune? Why can't they jump into this? They explore the legal avenues and see what could be done. How could it tighten up legislative body? And then of course the different region has to also be behind their MPs and putting this across that if you are not standing up for us, we will vote you out. We will protest and you make sure that you don't come back to the National Assembly, because everything is connected. Yeah, so it has to be a movement. I like what GALA is doing, but the movement has to be stronger, and then it has to be also look at the way they're doing their things and self-critique themselves to be able to do better. Because I see, like, when this protest was announced, everybody was saying, I am GALA on their profile. Even people are doing it virtually, which is fine. But we shouldn't steal the moment just to sell ourselves, because people are trying to do that.
Absolutely.
They go there, show their face, or be in front of the truck and showing heroic, because they are aiming at something, they're probably hitting agenda that we don't know. So this self thing, me, about me, need to stop in the Gambia for us to move forward. It has to be we. Once it's we, the next person next to you join you. But once it's me, the next person run away and look for where he could be fitted in. So I think, Ousman, this is area that we need to really talk among ourselves and as folks on the ground, and then especially within the GALA. And then let's try to be, look at things from a high level, and secure and protect and help our country. Really, it's a good initiative. And Gambia, and then the name Gambian Against Looted Assets, I think it's kind of like it shouldn't even be about the ones that have been looted, the ones that are even coming, because we need to stop the bleeding instead of recovering. Recovering is one. But if you can stop it ahead, so I think the name should be changed to something else that will actually be preemptive. Because if you are preemptive, then a lot of things that's supposed to happen will be stopped. So looted asset, how many times we're gonna go after looted one? Let's do something that will stop them from looting. Yeah. So these are my contributions. If Sam has anything to add to this, then we can let you come and then you can summarize as Sam, do you have anything to add before we get have our guest come.
No, let's allow him to come in because I'm driving. I'm not stable, so I'll let him take the floor and take us to the end. Definitely.
Thank you. Sam, you are definitely a multitasking Superman. Yeah.
That's great. It is
So
weekend.
you can definitely lead us through and to summarize and then kind of close with the whole gala initiative. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Sawaneh. I think you brought in very, very critical areas that I, in fact, wanted to talk about. It's like you were reading my mind. Number one is we shouldn't let Gala, for individuals whom we've known, they have their agenda, either political or any other, to use Gala as a stage to gain that popularity. And the second part is the name Gala. And I think it's just done. Gambians, sometimes we tend to be somehow, I don't know how to put it, whether we are too, but we put our expectation too low. That's why we sometimes think about things not broadly. Because Gala, that means aside diluted asset, they should not function or do anything aside does. So the name, as you suggested, is one of the things that I would strongly recommend. We should commit a progressive name that will stay for generations. Gala should not just come and die. It should not. And also, Gala should come and put up the reasons why they were set up before them. Some people are living Gala. I've seen three people who were very instrumental in the first protest, but not featured in the second one because of disagreements within. So if people within Gala Executive want somehow to be affiliated with certain institutions and want those institutions to be avoided from accountability, that means there is something fundamentally wrong with them. They should consider that. Let them put the country before. We are all political, all of us. We all have our political parties. But that should not be shown when you come to national issues like what Gala is set on to ensure that there is transparency and accountability. In that, no one should be spared. It should be there for everyone. And to conclude, for Gala, to be that repeatable, for Gala, for people to take them seriously, they should lead by example. They had the first protest, and they had the second one. None of us in any way has seen any report, either financial or narrative report, of the amount of money that they have received and how they have spent that money. Charity begins at home. They should come up. So us, this is what we receive. We receive 20,000 and we spend 10,000. The balance is this. That's where it starts. So if we are truly out to fight for corruption, we want to ensure transparency and accountability. Those of us who are calling ourselves as the key people to ensure that should set that ground. So there shouldn't be anything hidden. So I will implore on Gala Executive to consider this. Probably because of my work as M&E, Monitor and Evaluation Officer. That's why I'm so much keen about some of these things, but they are important. Also, Gala, put up your deliverables, have timelines, work on those ones. But if you really want to pursue everything at the same time, you will lose focus. You'll not be valued again. Because at the end of the day, you'll just be showcasing yourself, you'll be seen, but no result will come out of it. Taking photos, display on Facebook, is that the end result? That's not what we're really looking for. People are putting up their time, their resources because we want to see change. We want to ensure that Gambians get the best from everything. So in short, this is what I want to add on to those brilliant points that you've all put forward.
Thank you so much, Ousman Gago. This is a great show. As you can see, many people have been watching it, and then they will watch it later. I want to thank my co-host Sam Ceesay on Ousman and Ousman connecting us, and then looking forward to probably have another one with you or with one of your team members. But the idea is a great idea, and we need to be concerned about us, our country, and making sure that we hold our leaders accountable and ourselves accountable, and then especially the people who are putting this organization together, because together we rise, divided we fall. And I definitely commended you for your great work towards humanity, and probably get you back very soon on similar topics. But thank you so much, and then we hope to catch up again.
Thank you so much, It's my pleasure, Mr. Sawaneh. Thank you, Mr. Ceesay and Ousmane. It's indeed a pleasure, and my doors are open to, discuss issues of national concern.
Thank you. And I'll thank our viewers also who have been consistently commenting and watching. And I will share the link with you, of course. But definitely we will catch up a little later. So if you don't mind, just on the on your email, you're gonna see my email. I'll send you an email so you can just drop your number there. So we'll connect.
So I will surely do that. Thank you so
All
much
right.
once
Have
again.
a wonderful Sunday. Take care.
You too. Right.